Stadium in Santa Clara, California.
There's nothing worse.
It's a special Saturday night edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
I take a picture. When I start the job, there's nothing worse than chasing money to finish the job. So when I get to the job site, I take a picture.
Before LBT,
the San Francisco 49ers versus Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Tonight we kick off the preseason with a good matchup right out of the gate, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we finally made it, partner, through the winter, through the spring, now into the summer, and football finally back.
And during that time off, we all cherish our vacation time, but admit it, you're the same as me. When you were working out, when you were doing things, you thought about football, didn't you? And you couldn't wait to be back up here again.
Kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years in the league under his belt, now in year number 6.
Every quarterback in the NFL has a little bit of his own signature style out there, but for this guy, he really plays the game in a different way. It's led to a couple double takes from us up here as we see him as something truly unique. It's not that he's just the strongest passer or the best athlete to ever play the position. He just has a certain way of seeing the action and allows him to make some special plays out there.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race. But how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And now it's 3rd and 4. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long?
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Here comes the 49ers punter now. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He'll take it at the 42. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
This is what this man was born for, the big spotlight on the national stage like this. Really, his entire career, he's demonstrated incredible poise, no matter what type of situation his team was in. No situation is too big for him, and you can tell in the way that he takes the field. His self-belief is evident, and he gets the job done in his mind each and every time.
And he put up a good fight, but he's going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And, oh, that one's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
You want to see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset? This is the kind of play that'll do it. You force third and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on third down.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 10 more there and another first down. Achane here, they stay on the ground. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3. A first carry now for Thompson. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Facing a 2nd and 6 from the 8. Up the middle, Achane. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
And he's going to have a Niners first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's second down. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Houston. And he is going to have a Niners first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
Well, it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise, I knew he was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. Back to throw. Katz. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 32-yard line. So a holding penalty, and that'll send him backwards.
You know they're trying not to do that. I mean, we know that, right? We talk to them all the time. But sometimes the defensive guys just put you in awkward situations, and you get caught grabbing their jerseys.
His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
They'll run on first down. It's Houston taken down at the 30.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On second down, it's Houston. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Flushed out right. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 14. Opting to run for it, the decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And the Niners are going to be set up with a first and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. They'll try to run this one into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Another shot from the 1 on second and goal. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Try to run this one in. And he is unable to get in. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going...
And this time he is in. Yes. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Niners are an extra point away from evening this one up. Right down the middle. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
But, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He'll rifle this one deep right side. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. This guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
Stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. Remember, the preseason has shrunk from 4 games down to 3. So just 2 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started on the first Thursday after Labor Day.
All
in
right,
our
Coach,
game.
thanks.
At the very
Both
least,
teams likely
you
to
can't
make
say
some
it's
changes in what's been a
all
closely
tied up
fought
at
battle
halftime.
to this point.
And for the call of the second half, we get you back out to Brandon Gaud.
And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. A gain of 37.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. This now a 3rd and 4. In motion, Hill. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing to start the drive. Katz. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Looking to throw. Katz got his man complete over the middle. It's Parks.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the 49ers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw. Katz. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Houston. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. 2nd down and 3. Now a give, right side. Houston. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Operating from the gun. Katz escaping the pressure right. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Looking to throw. Katz. Going down the middle, and it's complete. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Back to throw. Katz. And it's caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. A big win there defensively on 2nd and goal. A loss of 7. And it brings up 3rd. Looking to throw. Katz. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And his kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
Well, a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
That is incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
Thompson between the tackles. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
If he writes a book in the offseason, he ought to title it Undaunted. Because where he is on the field, back on his own side, and goes for it, and gets it, I got to give it to him on that one.
Yeah, only thing you can justify it with is it was only a few inches that they needed. If it's 4th and 2, probably doesn't do it. Hey, he got it. Give him credit.
Yeah, but if they don't pick it up,
then you're in trouble.
Yeah, they're giving points to the other team at that stage. Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
On 3rd down, Terry. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Shotgun handoff to Thompson. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. From the 31, here's 2nd and 3. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Terry, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Terry, and he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in.
Here's 2nd down and 3.
Up the middle they go. Terry. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line.
They'll come up now on 2nd down.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow.
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the fourth quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So now the Niners down by 4, a little under a minute to go. You can't say the preseason isn't interesting. This has been great as they come up 1st and 10.